try to prevent or try to push a3 or b4 pawn moves is just pushing his pawns up to their dark squares off the bishop's light squares. And so, yeah, definitely a long time before white can actually get that bishop on c2 active. So, alright. And so here's the other ideal. And let me set up the position. So, alright, so sometimes your pawns or your bishop is kind of on the same color squares as your position. Excuse me. Your bishop is on the same color as all your other pawns, but you just have to maneuver your bishop around so that it's outside the pawn chain. So let's give you this position here. And white to move. Question from the stream. Alright. So everybody look at the position here. Excuse me. From white's perspective. No, I don't want help. I want you to invert board. Alright. Okay. So let's see here. Alright, so here, what should we do in terms of trying to open up our bishop active squares? And you can play maybe bishop c4 with the idea of d6, but that doesn't really work because once you push d6, I mean, he can play king h8. Like black knows what your plan is, and so we have this classical setup. We have double rooks and the queen on the very back, and just we're just dominating the c file. But we need to get this last piece active. So what square should we play to get this piece active? And I'm going to try to find. I did a video on endgames. A person on the stream asked for endgames. I remember doing something about endgames. I don't know if I uploaded or not, but let's see here. I might have done it, but before I think it might have been deleted. So I might just have to do another endgame video, which is fine. I don't care. I remember doing an endgame. I had opposition, king pawn endgame, and stuff like that on there. So, but yeah, in the future I'll probably do something like this. So we're just doing more and more like videos based on lessons. So Bishop e2. Alright, so yeah, exactly. Alright, stream guys. Good job, guys. You guys found the correct move, which is bishop f1. And, you know, most of the people have kid. You need to be, I guess, an international master to find out that bishops and queens can move backwards. But yeah, bishop f1 is the correct idea. And the idea here is to go to h3. And now these rooks are in a very obscure place. We have three people attacking this bishop, or this pawn, excuse me. And after bishop h3, attacking the rook has to move off. And now we win this pawn. And so, what about bishop e2? Well, bishop e2, I believe, let's see here. Something to prevent this square from being captured. I believe bishop e2 works as well. I can't see anything why not, you know, like h5, no. But I guess I would prefer bishop f1 in this instance because now with bishop h3, I don't have to worry about a hanging piece. And that's maybe more like a tactics thing, you know, and right now the board is pretty simplistic. We're not going for anything too difficult right now. But with bishop to f1 to h3, at least the king's protecting the bishop, and the bishop can't really be under fire. I believe bishop e2 works as well, but I prefer bishop f1. Is white better here? White is technically better because he has a better queenside majority. Notice that his pawns are more advanced, which is taking away black squares. Also, he has a triple battery on the c file, attacking on c7. And also, yeah, he has a gun. So this is called the Alkine's gun. So queen, rook, rook. And also to bishop back to f1 to h3 is probably the main idea, and just gain more space. And we're also forking, or not forking, but is that skewering? Yeah, skewering. Basically, if let's say black plays a random move, bishop h3. Now we're checking d7 and c8. And so, I mean, if the rook moves away, that's fine. I mean, here, even in this case, if the rook moves away, our gun's into action now, you know. Here I think he's trading, and I think he's going to be down pawn. And, you know, we can still play bishop h3, and we're just restricting more and more squares away from black's position. Maybe even we'll see it in the future, and they're coming down. And so looking at here, obviously black is a very unpleasant position. You will probably want to play black here, or excuse me, white's position. Rook c8, and then bishop e6 check is even coming. So pretty bad for black. And this is all just repositioning and knowing how to reposition. If you play bishop c4, something like this takes, takes, and really just something. He just dropped a pawn, I think, right? And probably just lost everything in terms of the attack. And so right now we are just doing bishop principles. So, right. So let's see here. So I already said this one. The second rule is technically, and it's almost like a duh, but bishops are usually better in open positions. If there's less pawns, they're basically, they have more space to control. So if the pawn e4 is gone, they can even go to h7. So, with less pawns and less pieces on the board, the bishop slowly becomes more active. So that's why in the opening, people suggest that you should do knights before bishop. You should develop your knights, some e4, knight f3, instead of putting the bishop out, because the bishop really has not a lot of squares to go to in the opening because all 32 pieces are on the board. You know, you can maybe threaten something like bishop c4 and threaten f7. That could be an opening line, but in general, right now, the optimal squares that a bishop can have, which is 8, well, more like 16 if you're in the center of this board. But anyways, um, if you don't finish out a bishop, most of you can have is probably maximum around 8 to 10-ish, and that's when you probably have the full power of the bishop, and that's what you really want. And so we want to utilize the bishop. So bishop f1, bishop h3 will do the trick, which is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 squares, not too bad. If you look at the long bishop diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then if you put the bishop on any of these center squares, then the 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So yeah, sorry about the lag on my computer. Yeah, 14 squares, 14 different squares. And so, alright. Let's do another example. Let me put this here so you guys can study that old position. I hope you guys are learning something out of this because I'm basically using this time as my preparation time for the tournament. So hopefully I can win it. Alright. Alright. So, okay. So now we're going, you know, these positions are not supposed to be like, okay, they are supposed to be easy, but the idea is to illustrate, I guess, a point. And then we'll go to the actual illustrative games and stuff. So here, you know, even though white's down pawn, they both have passed pawns, but in the end game, like I said, bishops like open positions. So here, bishop definitely has better scope and lots of squares. Even though those 3 passed pawns on black side is more advanced, he can't advance any of those pawns or else they'll be captured. So for instance, now b3, then, oh wait, well, okay, let's give you there, b3, you know, there, oh, excuse me, b3 then take, obviously, right? Well, actually, that's even h7 first, probably. h7, 1 square from queen. And a2, then bishop takes. So, bishops technically beat knights. It's easy. Why wouldn't he just make a queen? Yeah, why wouldn't he? Why not? Why not just go for the win, right? Go make a queen. Nothing against that. But, alright, so that was a little bit obvious. Alright. So actually, let's look at actual games that has happened, and we'll try to actually find out where should we put our bishops, how do we make it better, the bad bishop, the good bishop, all those little good things to do. So. Alright. Oh, wait, whoa. Yeah, black is up a queen and black is up a queen and bishop against white. White to move and win. No, I'm kidding. Alright, so now, there we go. There's the position. So, who obviously has the better bishop? Black does. Because all his pieces, most of his pieces, except his pawn and his king, most of his pieces are on dark squares, so that means his bishop can really roam around.